Hello Capricorn, and welcome back to Insights by Randall. Today's reading is for June 2021. It is recommended to watch your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a more rounded view of what's going on for you. This month I'm doing things differently. I will be focusing on career, love, self-development, and then the wisdom cards. What is going on in Capricorn's career June 2021? You have the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Swords on top. So for some of you, it looks like you've got new beginnings going on in your career. With the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands, it shows that some of you are switching up jobs. But there's some kind of a worry. There's some stress or anxiety about it. Maybe you haven't heard back if you've gotten the new job yet. The Eight of Swords, you can't see what's happening. With the Two of Cups, if you get this new job, it'll be like a match made in heaven. For some of you, it's like a dream job. And for others, it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a dream job, but something that was tailor-made for you. Please clarify the Ace of Wands in Capricorn's career. Please clarify the Ace of Wands in Capricorn's career. Please clarify the Ace of Wands in Capricorn's career. You have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Wands, the Lovers in reverse, and the Three of Swords. Okay, for many of you, you are trying to find a new job. This is odd because it is a buyer's market out there for employment. This shows that you've been applying yourself, you've been working hard, and you're exhausted from it, but there hasn't been any results. This has caused you some stress, anxiety, you're unsure of what's going to happen, and you don't understand why you haven't heard back from some of these places or why you haven't gotten the job, because you're more than qualified for them. Please clarify the Eight of Swords in Capricorn's career. Please clarify the Eight of Swords in Capricorn's career. We have the Sun card, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Seven of Wands, and the Magician in reverse. For some of you, you were happy where you were at, and you were happy with the job that you had, but things have changed, or the way that you do the job has changed. The pandemic has shifted things. It's no longer satisfying the way it was. It's no longer done the same. Some of you are not sure how much more effort you can put into this, and you've kind of ran out of ideas and ran out of steam on how you can make yourself stand out in the crowd as you're looking for new work. There's a feeling of powerlessness involved in this. And there's feelings of wanting to stop or give up, but you know that you can't. It also looks like that there's a lot of competition out there. And for some of you, for those of you who have retained your job, it almost feels like you had to fight to keep it. You had to be over flexible. Please clarify the Two of Cups in Capricorn's career. Please clarify the Two of Cups in Capricorn's career. Please clarify the Two of Cups. You've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Wands. Well, thank God. What I'm getting is the old way of finding jobs isn't working right now, or doesn't work anymore. They have different ways of applying for work in your field or what you're going for. Some of you feel like that you're not qualified for the job that you're trying to get, but through all this hardship that you've been going through, and it doesn't specify how long you've been going through it, not that I see. But there is some good news. Let's see. You got 2 9s up there within the last 9 months. It's been extremely difficult. Then you have 2 7s. Some of you started a new job about 7 months ago. You weren't really qualified for it, or you feel that you weren't qualified for it, and you're concerned that they're going to let you go. That might be a possibility. Continue to do the work the best you can. Ask to learn more about your job, how to be more proficient in it. That would show that you have a willingness to progress in the job, and maybe that'll be enough to prevent you from getting fired. But this isn't telling me that you will be. This is just telling me that it's a fear. So it may just be what you're thinking and not a reality. For those of you that have been looking for work and been having a hard time trying to find something, you've got some good news down here. Your efforts will eventually pay off, and it will be a job more to your liking. It'll be better suited for you than what you just got out of. There are only 2 pentacle cards in your career spread, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of money, and one of them is in reverse. It may just be about the same amount of pay, maybe even a little bit less. But there's a reoccurring theme here that you either are not qualified for the job, or you think that you're not qualified for the job. Old ways of how to go about getting the job or doing the job have changed. Some of you are finding that difficult to deal with. There's some news coming in. I think you're going to be okay. For those of you looking for work, there's news coming in about you getting the job. And for those of you who are having difficulty learning new ways of doing the job you already have, it's going to be okay, and you're going to end up liking it better once you get acclimated. Don't lose hope. I know that you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, but it's there and you're close. Because you got 2 aces, which is a new beginning. And it could be a new beginning in the job you already have, like because the pandemic had changed how things are done. That would be a new beginning. And then those of you that are looking for work. And then the Queen of Wands, things are going to be okay. For those of you that have created your own business, it's been a long, hard road. You've lost a lot. But if you keep going, it will pay off. It'll take you some time to rebuild what you had. This reading is like all the misery in the tunnel, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And you will be happier once you've settled in and learned the tricks of the trade. Is there anything else that Capricorn needs? Well, it flipped out reverse, but it turned itself over into Judgment. Anything else Capricorn needs to know about their career? Anything else Capricorn needs to know about their career? King of Wands. And Temperance in reverse. Okay, you got the 2 of Cups, which is like a match made in heaven. You've got the 4 of Wands, which is about foundation, celebration, home. And then you've got the King and Queen of Wands, which is like a power couple. I'm getting so many messages right here. Okay, let's start with the Temperance in reverse. I know that you're exhausted and you're tired, but do everything you can to muster up the last bit of energy or courage that you think you have. You have more than what you think that you do. And just really throw caution into the wind and become really extreme about it. Really throw everything you've got into this new career, or finding this new career, or this new business. I feel like some of you, as a couple, you created a business. It is going to work out. It's just extremely slow. And the pandemic really slowed things down. And for others, this is correlating with how either your job has changed or the new career that you're going into. Again, I feel like that this is going to be something that's tailor-made for you, or it's going to be a huge surprise. You're just going in because you need the money, you need the income, and find out that you really enjoy it. Also, with that Judgment flipping out upside down and then turning itself right side up, people can tell when you're low on energy. People can tell when you're not happy or excited. People can also tell when you're faking. I know that many of you feel like you can't do it right now, but maybe take a day or two, or take the weekend and not think about career, not think about finding that job, because you need to refresh yourself and put yourself back into the right frame of mind, and emotion. And that might be what turns this around for you and gets you this new job, this new career. Okay. And that completes the career part, and now I will move on to love. What is happening in Capricorn's love life, June 2021? We have the King of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Death card, with the Knight of Cups on top. Okay, for a lot of you, you've recently got out of a relationship. It was painful. I want to say that it was unexpected, but for some of you, it was your choice. You realized it needed to end. You built up the courage and you took that step to say that it wasn't working, it wasn't enough, it wasn't whatever it was, that you weren't in love and or it wasn't working. You built up your armor emotionally and guarded yourself, and this was definitely a mental decision rather than an emotional one. But it still hurt. Please clarify the King of Swords in Capricorn's love life. Please clarify the King of Swords in Capricorn's love life. Please clarify the King of Swords in Capricorn's love life. That one doesn't want to fall out. Oh. We got the Sun card again. Sideways it is. That's why it fell that way. Okay, even though you had made the decision to end the relationship, it still hurt. Regardless of the reason why you ended the relationship, there needs to be some healing taking place, or you're in the process of healing. For some of you, I want to say it was an abusive situation that you got out of. But for many of you, it was a conscious decision. And even though some of you feel like that you weren't in love with them, you were at least used to them. There was some form of care for them, because it shows loss and hurt and pain, and it shows you going through a healing process. But I get this feeling like the healing process is going to be short-lived, and there's this sense and feeling of relief, a huge weight off of your shoulders, decompression, and you find yourself enjoying your life better, enjoying your mood, enjoying the company. And some of you are wondering, some of you have this outmoded idea that when a relationship ends that you're supposed to grieve and that you shouldn't be happy. But for those of you that aren't grieving, it seems you think that maybe you're going into happiness or feeling relieved too soon. That's just a concept. That's just an idea. If your grieving process was short, then that's what took place naturally. And this Sun card sideways, it's not upright and it's not in reverse. It's because of this outmoded concept that when you get out of a relationship, you're supposed to be grieving and in mourning for a while. And I want to say that for many of you, that's not necessary. It's not a requirement. And if you haven't already passed through this short grieving process, you will soon. Because right here with the Page of Wands, you're already looking forward. Your mind is already naturally going to looking for the next relationship, or looking for the one that you're going to be spending the rest of your life with. Please clarify the Three of Swords in Capricorn's love life. Please clarify the Three of Swords in Capricorn's love life. I kind of feel like this is all over the place. First, there's groups of you that consciously chose to end the relationship and you're mourning, and then some of you got out of the relationship and you weren't really in love and they were just a huge burden to have, and there's this concept of you should be hurting right now but you're really not, or the grieving process should have lasted longer but it didn't, and you're already ready to move on. And then we have these cards here. I'm focused on the world and I'm focused on judgment in reverse. This is supposed to be the end of a cycle. It doesn't necessarily mean the end of a relationship because of the end of the cycle. This is supposed to be a time of transformation as far as love matters go. But some of you are resisting the growth potential here. Some of you are resisting looking at yourself and maybe thinking about how to alter your perception of love so that you could be a better partner in the future. And judgment in reverse, I just feel like that there's, for some of you, a great deal of judgment taking place. You're laying all the blame on the other person for why the relationship didn't work. And you're running from the truth. It wasn't all the other person. You played a part. This is saying that you've got some personal baggage that needs to be gone through and figure out how to toss it away so that you can function better in a relationship. Of course, that doesn't apply to all of you. For this row here, I'm getting the feeling like this was a tower moment. Some of you had decided to end the relationship yourself, and so I feel like that this row doesn't apply to you. This is a group of Capricorns that I want to say, I don't think you saw it coming, or if you knew it was coming, you ignored it and tried to play it off. There needs to be some self-reflection in there on how to become a better person in a relationship, because if not, you're going to repeat it, and this is supposed to be the end of a cycle for you. Please clarify the Death card in Capricorn's love life. Please clarify the Death card in Capricorn's love life. Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles in reverse, Magician in reverse again, and the Wheel of Fortune. Many of you feel like you really could have used the stability of a relationship right now, especially with what's going on in your career. For those of you that did not want to accept that the relationship was ending, you're feeling disillusioned. It's like you have yourself in your own blind spot. I want to say that some of you attempted everything you could to keep the relationship going, to salvage it, but it was out of your power. It was meant to be. This is you have the Wheel of Fortune underneath the World card. I think that it was destiny. Now, those of you who made the conscious choice to leave the relationship, you've got the Page of Swords into the Knight of Wands. There is growth here. There's maturity here. You have the opportunity at this time to become a better partner in your relationships, and I think that you're going to take it. Those of you who did not want to see or accept the ending coming, but you knew that it was, this is saying you're not going to have a whole lot of choice in the matter. You will either need to take a look at yourself and get rid of that baggage, or you may end up being alone, because any future relationship you try to create in this new cycle we're going into will be short-lived. So my advice is this is for those that didn't want the relationship to end, or didn't want to see it ending. My advice is to take a long, hard look at yourself and figure some things out, because the sooner that you get that done, the sooner you'll be able to move into a new relationship that'll last. So the love part of the reading was just all over the place. It was like 3 major themes going on. I hope it wasn't confusing and that you see clearly which of the 3 groups that you fit in. Is there anything else that Capricorn needs to know about their love life? 8 of Swords fell out in reverse. Is there anything else that Capricorn needs to know about their love life? Justice. The Death card again, but in reverse. Because how intense and hard that the energies are in this new cycle that we're going into, it's going to force you to see. It's going to force you to take the blinder off and take a good, long, hard look at yourself. And it's saying that some of you are going to fight this. You don't want to see yourself because you'll judge yourself. Rather than seeing yourself as a human being who has some shadow work to do, your tendency is to judge, and to judge harshly. And you don't want to turn that judgment in on yourself because it'll hurt like hell. Some of you will think that you're just a horrible person. It's these thoughts and concepts that are going to keep you stuck and immobile, and it's going to cause you to have a horrible time in this new cycle. I have no idea how long this new cycle will last either. You may want to watch some astrology videos on that. But things will balance out. Justice will be served. This is a time of growth, of personal growth for you, of how to figure out how to be a better person and how to be a better partner in your relationship. For those of you who chose to get out of it and are aware, there's almost nothing on your transformation other than it's your choice. It's going to be smooth for the most part. You're going to learn a lot. And those of you that are in a long-term relationship already, I'm not seeing anything in here about those relationships. It looks like you guys are fine. Okay. Now we'll move on to self-development. What is going on in Capricorn self-development? You have the Page of Wands, the Ten of Coins, the Five of Coins with nothing on top. I want to say, talk about ripping you open. I feel like for those of you that have already done a great deal of self-development, that this also applies for you. It's like recently something just came along and ripped you right open and ripped you apart, and now you have to piece yourself back together. And it's totally up to you on how you do this, which is a metaphor. I hope that makes sense. This is a time of great wealth as far as your self-development goes. Everything's been put out on the table, or a lot of things have been put out on the table. Everything will eventually be put on the table. Everything will be open and exposed. There'll be feelings of inadequacy, inability, and thoughts and feelings of not knowing what to do. It's like a massive potential of transforming yourself internally all at once, rather than piece at a time. Please clarify the Page of Wands in Capricorn self-development. Please clarify the Page of Wands in Capricorn self-development. You have the Four of Swords in reverse, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and Temperance. As soon as the Four of Swords in reverse came up, I immediately got the thought, you don't have time to heal. I'm getting the thought and feeling that there's a lot of things disrupted in your life and changing, and has been for a while. Do your best to keep your head about you. Don't get lost along the way of this self-transformation. Don't get bogged down in the details. And for some of you, in the love reading, there was quite a bit of sense of being a judgmental person. Try to let that go, because you're going to face a lot of things about yourself that you're not going to like. And if you just accept them rather than judge yourself for them, things will flow smoother. But the whole point of just being ripped asunder like this is for self-mastery, to develop yourself to become the best version of yourself as possible. And the potential of truly becoming one with yourself is here. It's now. It's taking place. So do what you can to go with the flow rather than fight it. Most of the time, people work on themselves one or two issues at a time. But what I'm getting from this is you were forced to bring them all to the surface at once. So you're dealing with a clusterfuck. Do your best to stay balanced and don't run, don't rush, don't hide. Please clarify the Ten of Coins in Capricorn self-development. Please clarify the Ten of Coins in Capricorn self-development. You got the Knight of Cups in reverse again. You have the Ten of Wands in reverse again. Got the Page of Wands again. And the Knight of Swords. Just when you think that life can't beat you up any more than what it already has, Spirit and the universe know and understand that you've been through a living hell. And to have this put on your plate after all the crap that you've been through, they understand and they love you. And it is okay that you resist at first. It's okay that if you reject this at first. There isn't going to be any penalty. That's a judgment. There isn't going to be any getting in trouble. That's a judgment. No bad karma is coming for you. That's a judgment. With all your stuff being stirred up, you need to catch your breath, take the time to get used to all of this first. It's going to be a little while before you can heal from it. But the universe understands that, and personal guardian angels and spirit guides understand that. The source understands it, and spirit understands it. So you don't have to rush. Take as much time as you need to get used to having all your shit out on the table and being so raw from it. No judgments. They're not going to judge you. They're not human beings. Once you get used to being in this new state, having all of it out on the table, it's going to be a pretty fast transformation. Or there is the potential for it to be a pretty fast transformation. Please clarify the Five of Coins in Capricorn's self-development. Please clarify the Five of Coins in Capricorn's self-development. You have the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse. You have the Death card again. The Three of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Even though your self-development has the potential of moving quickly, don't expect that at first. I keep getting drawn to the Temperance card. And with the Three of Pentacles here, take your time, go slow, get used to it first. It's okay if you go through a grieving process for the old you. You didn't have much choice in it dying, did you? It's okay to be in a state of emotional loss. It is okay to be devastated. Perhaps that's part of your development, is being okay with being vulnerable. Nurture and love yourself and care for yourself in this state of vulnerability. That would be the beginning of your change, of your transformation. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's going to take some time. Grant, this has the potential of flowing quickly, learning fast, transforming yourself fast, but for many of you, you are at the very beginning of this, so it's going to take some time, and it's going to feel like it's not moving. Be patient with yourself. Stay balanced. Is there anything else Capricorn needs to know about their self-development? Anything else Capricorn needs to know about their self-development? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's not going to feel like it's a new beginning, but it is. And you're going to have to spend some time, a lot of time on your past, working out the traumas, the sufferings, the hurt. All of your armor has been removed, and it needed to be. I know that right now it doesn't look or feel like it, but this is a beautiful potential. Now I will focus on the wisdom cards. What wisdom does Capricorn need to know at this time? What wisdom does Capricorn need to know at this time? What wisdom does Capricorn need to know at this time? Originality, blaze your own trail. Well, that's certainly going on. And for a while now, it doesn't seem like you've had any choice in it. Competition. And 7 heavenly virtues. And dragonfly. Originality. Blaze your own trail. You are a go-getter and a free spirit by nature. You exhibit originality, courage, and defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others. Despite your chaotic ways and gregarious nature, you are loving and generous. Competition. Draw upon your self-belief and mental stamina. Assert yourself and go after what you want. You need to maintain your position in work, business, sports, or study. Accept that there is a challenge ahead as you strive against others who ultimately want the same recognition as you. You may feel that you are struggling to keep your head above water as the opposition gains ground, but you are encouraged to defend your position without compromise or negotiation. You need to find the courage, persistence, and determination that will ultimately lead to your victory. 7 heavenly virtues. You represent spiritual enlightenment, divine knowledge, and wisdom. You have faith and belief in all that is good and meaningful. You have a deep intuitive understanding of God, the angels, and the universal spirit. You know the keys to goodness. You are being asked to use this knowledge to empower and teach others. What are the 7 heavenly virtues? Faith. Belief and trust in the right things. Hope. Belief that good will prevail. Charity. Unlimited loving kindness toward others. Fortitude. Never giving up. Justice. Being fair and equitable toward others. Patience. Accepting the grace to forgive. Temperance. Practicing self-control and moderation. It says that that's something that you're here to teach others, but I think right now it would help to have faith on these 7 virtues because of all the hell that you're going through. Dragonfly. The dragonfly lives near water and represents the ability to be emotionally strong and flexible. It is one of the only creatures that can fly up, down, sideways, and backwards. Living your truest life is a responsibility. Do not let it be trivialized or lived superficially. The dragonfly is a symbol of knowing who you are and what you want. Make informed decisions and live life to the fullest without regret. I wish I had better news for you than what I did. It's not all grim. There's some positive news coming away with your career. And even though it doesn't feel like it right now, self-development, working on these things are going to make you a happier, livelier, and a more sound person. I hope you appreciated the reading. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.